I'm going to show you a Gtx35r Gen 2 that I did a rebuild and an upgrade on. Originally this was just a regular GT35R. So this one is for sale because this is the previous one that he wanted me to build. Then he changed his mind, wanted me to upgrade to a bigger compressor wheel. So this one on the left is a GT35R 61.4 millimeter compressor wheel. This one is 65.7 millimeters on the compressor wheel. I really like how those blades are curved. I think it looks so good like that. Usually when a compressor wheel has swept blades like that, they usually flow better rather than having straight blades. Some wheels that you see that are commonly like that are usually on Mitsubishi turbos. If you get the G series wheels, the T series wheels usually are just straight blades. The turbine wheel in both of these are the same. So it's just 62.45 or 35, I can't remember, by 68 millimeter. So we just completely built another cartridge. This one on the plate, I machined it for the O-ring, and I also did this one too. So usually what I do is what we call a DQ test, Dairy Queen. So, you know, no bolts are holding it in, the O-ring's just holding it to the housing. That way I know that it's all sealed up. If you're wanting to just swap in a GT35R 11 blade cartridge, I have one right here available. I could actually build a complete turbo if you want me to just, or want to buy an entire turbo for that. This one I'll just leave this one bagged up until somebody wants to purchase it or something, so it stays clean. Here's a Gtx35R Gen 1 compressor wheel. This one's a little bit bigger than the regular GT35R. This one measures 62.45 millimeter, and it's a little bit taller. This one has a 67 millimeter turbine. So on the turbo that you saw, it just had a stock turbine. This turbine I had custom made to get a little bit more flow out of the exhaust side, because the compressor side can overflow or outflow what that turbine can flow. There are options. If you didn't want to upgrade the turbine wheel, you can go with a bigger turbine housing without having that compressor wheel being a little bit too much compared to what can go on the flow on the turbine side. I would say I have this whole set for sale, but we already sold it today. So you probably missed out. I do have a listing of that turbo 67 millimeter T51R whole set. They seem to be pretty popular. There's a quick update on the steam turbo. It's done. I really like that this one has anti-surge. I think that's a really nice feature on those. I don't think there's a lot of, or there may not be any Subaru upgrade options that have anti-surge, but this one does. Here's a Turbo Next project that I'm finishing up. I don't know if you guys want me to make a video on that one. It's really not a lot to it. It's just a basic rebuild. Here's the cartridge for it. The reason I'm machining this one though is because when Turbo Next made this, they made the radius way too deep for this compressor wheel. So what I have to do to undo that is I have to machine this plate down. I machined the plate down 70 thousandths so that I could bring the cartridge in up to the compressor housing, and then I have to remachine the compressor housing about 20 thousandths on the tip height here to match all the radius, because it was just not done correctly. The good thing about me going back and redoing that, where this radius will be closer to the compressor housing, is that it will help it pick up spool, and really just, it will make it so the turbo will do what it's designed to do a lot easier, which is to compress air. I don't really know why they did that. I kind of feel like maybe Turbonex quality just wasn't really that good on some of their turbos, or either somehow I just have a mix matched turbo where it has a wrong compressor wheel, but this compressor wheel had never rubbed the housing, so it's unusual that the fitment just wasn't right at all. I got the compressor wheels in for the MMP turbos, so I can make a video on rebuilding those. That includes the ball bearing MMP turbos I have that I'm rebuilding and the journal bearing one. I really don't know the difference between what they're called, so I'm just going to call them MMP turbos. If you're wanting to watch that video, I'm planning on making that video tomorrow, so I really need to get this video done tonight on this GTX35r Gen 2 upgrade. If you like what you see in this one, you could always inquire about me building one. It looks like I may not really have that much time here lately, just because I'm trying to clear out a couple builds and things. But stay subscribed if you like seeing this type of content, and I'll catch you next time.